Hello again, my friends. This is the Boy and his dog, and welcome to the Wall of Who. Shit, I've just realised how wonky it is. Stupid tripod legs. Anyway, in today's episode, we are looking at the BBC's new release, Doctor Who The Collection, Season 13, starring the legendary Fourth Doctor, Tom Baker, and his equally legendary companion, Miss Sarah Jane Smith, played by the always missed Elizabeth Sladen. Arguably at their very best here. Now, stupid me left this out last month when it was released because I stupidly was thinking it's sci-fi and not horror, forgetting what season 13 represented. And in all intents and purposes, season 13 is the gothic horror season, the season when Doctor Who went hammer horror. 6 stories, where at least 4 of them are Doctor Who's own take on different hammer horror classics, but with a Doctor Who sci-fi twist. And the other 2 are still hanging around the same ballpark, maybe taking things from different movies and ideas. First, let's take a look at the gorgeous collection and what it holds, before we have a chat about the episodes, my thoughts, and how indeed they do connect with Hammer, though it is obvious. Right, we'll look at the front properly in a minute when I take the cardboard bit off, but let's have a look at the back. It's got all the info there. It's a bit blurry out. Can I bring it in? What can we? Oh no, there's worse. Oh, can we? I'll get this in a minute. Apology. There we go. So there we go. It's all 26 episodes of this season, which split into 6 stories: the Terror Zygons, Planet of Evil, Pyramids of Mars, the Android Invasion, the Brain of Morbius, and the Seeds of Doom. And those all are new extras in the white box, and then the old extras underneath. So I'm going to take the old cardboard off, and look, there's the front in all its glory. Oh, this one's a bit flappy. They're not normally flappy. Look how gorgeous it is. I love all the pinks and purples. And look, you can see there's Sutekh, Morpheus, a couple of other things there. But look at the back. Oh my god, I'm totally in love with this back. Look, there's the jungle from Planet of Evil. Isn't it beautiful? They're so good with the colours on these. Oh, right, let's have a look inside this gorgeous box. So we have the disc on the right, which we'll look at in a minute when I talk about the episodes. But on the left, we always have TARDIS, and this is the one that's obviously from Pyramids of Mars. And then you open the door. It's a bit lovely in there. And you get a lovely another picture there, which is normally always what's on the cover of the book, or that's inside. So we open up, and there we go, there's the book. And then behind it, there's always the latest TARDIS model, whatever they're using at the time. And a bit of Sutekh above there. Oh, it's a little bit sexy, isn't it? Right, let's have a little bit of the book before we carry on looking at the discs. There we go. It's not as chugger as the book skin other things, but they are quite decent. There's always a little... Oh, they're going on the back here now. These are the other Doctors. Now, this is... a bit controversial, that is. We'll get to that in a minute. So these books are awesome. You always get into their lovely picture of them too, and then you get the episode and all the extras. Now if you look closely, it says how many episodes? 4. The code broadcast the 30th of August 1975 to the 20th September 1975. So that's just for the Terror Zygons. Get a little bit about the story there, and then you get all the extras on this. Is like a director's cut, updated special effects, surround sound, older commentaries as well. Behind the sofa, love that. I'll talk about that in a minute. And it goes like that, and you always get lovely pictures. And then you get about the development of each episode, like how it was made. There's always lovely artwork with these. And then we go on to the next story. Right, what's going through, I'll tell you about my favourite extras. So on every collection, there's Behind the Sofa. That's my favourite series. On every set, you get a bunch of actors who play different companions and doctors and others, torch over other people's stories in the series. As usual, as we always get, Janet Fielding, it would be wrong if she wasn't here at this point. We've also got the gorgeous Teddy that is Colin Baker. We have the legend that is Toby Haddock. We have the Queen, Sophie Eldred, aka Ace, my favourite companion. And beautifully, we have Elizabeth Sladen's, aka Sarah Jane Smith's daughter, Sadie Miller, watching her mother's work. And it's a beautiful and touching idea amongst a few other awesome Doctor Who actors. A wonderful series and very funny. There's a look at locations and overview of the season, hosted by the amazing Toby Haddock. A Moon Balloon production documentary, just under an hour. They also make amazing documentaries for Hammer. You immediately know one of their productions when you see it. There's a conversation with Doctor Who director Graham Harper, interviewed by the awesome Matthew Sweet. He has one of these in every collection too. So again, is something I always look forward to. An hour and 25 minutes talking about Graham's life and career. He's the only director to direct in both classic and New Who, so interesting. He's a great guy. Now, the next thing is important. Brand new commentary tracks with the legendary Tom Baker on selected episodes, and obviously recorded a few years ago, but this is the first time it's been released. The reason it's so important is we don't know how much longer we have left with the wonderful Tom Baker. He's in his 90s. It'll be a very sad day when he goes. Also, the doctors before him have all passed. Like Peter and Christopher of Hammer fame, anything of theirs is important and should be absolutely treasured. And each story has the usual selection of making-ofs, BBC TV archives of various connected programmes at the time, and older commentaries shown previously on the DVD range. Now let's talk about the episodes themselves, and first off, as you've seen for quite a while, is Terror of the Zygons, the story with the Loch Ness Monster. So no specific Hammer nod here, but Hammer did of course do Abominable Snowman, written by our favourite Nigel Neal. He's your favourite too, remember. So the kind of legendary creature thing is a thing. Also, the small Scottish village does give off a bit of a Hammer vibe, as does a lot of the atmosphere before the Zygons turn up, and let's be honest, take a bit of that wonderful atmosphere away. But there is an absolutely dark moment here with Sarah Jane Smith and the wonderful Harry in a barn that is shot so well and creepy. Ian Marter, who plays Harry, is used to his absolute best here. Oh, I do miss that guy when he went. So we do get a pod people invasion of the Body Snatchers vibe around this point. For side carriers, look out for the amazing Angus, the landlord, and the deliciously creepy nurse, who I apologise, I forgot the name of. Right, and next up is A Planet of Evil, the story that begins basically Forbidden Planet and then delves into Jekyll and Hyde in the last half. Being a huge fan of Forbidden Planet, I love the design and the way they depicted the monster. Also, the jungle set is gorgeous and full of colour. The Hyde of the later part, which is more the Hammer part, does look a bit like a cheap werewolf at times, but the moment the dude's eyes glow red, though cheap, does come across suitably creepy. Not my favourite on here, but a lot of fun nonetheless. Now, this is the big one, Pyramids of Mars, the obvious nod to the Mummy movie. This is a fantastic story with delicious set design throughout. You couldn't get a more Hammer looking story if you tried. Oh wait, yes you can. But we'll get back to that. Of course, there is also the first appearance of the mighty Sutekh, who is amazingly menacing. He of course came back as the big bad of season 1 of the Disney era, and what I really loved about that is there is a line in this story where he says everyone will turn to dust. Now that never happens until the new series, where he lived up to his promise and basically turned the universe to dust. It's like the moment he has awoken, he's just continued with his original plan. I love that consistency, and to actually see what that would look like. Now, the android invasion, you could argue there's a bit of Quatermass 2's paranoia, but with a whole village, not just a secret base. In ways, it's quite similar to Terror of the Zygons with duplicate people, but here it's taken further with actual pods they came out of, so even closer to Invasion of the Body Snatchers. But alas, the game is given away by the title and early scenes. They really should have thought about that. They could have elevated this story to outstanding. I think this is probably the weakest story here because of this. And now another big favourite to many, The Brain of Morbius. This is out and out The Curse of Frankenstein, and bugger it, let's throw some witches into the mix too. This is also the story that's famously appeared to show previous Doctors before William Hartnell's, something that would be brought back into the story in Jodie's 13th Doctor run, and I love it. And this is when you really feel the Hammer vibe. There's like lightning, and it's like they're in a big spooky castle, and there's a lab, and there's people's heads getting taken off. I mean, creatures' heads, but heads nonetheless. And finally, we have the brilliant The Seeds of Doom. This is undoubtedly the Quatermass experiment, with a man being slowly taken over by something from another world. Except this time, it's a plant. But before that, we have a couple of episodes at the Antarctic, which you can't help feeling the vibes of the original The Thing. Look out for Boise from Only Fools and Horses. He's a great villain in here. And the amazing big villain, Chase, who loves plants over humans. He is absolutely, undeniably, amazingly insane. He steals every scene. Fucking love him. This really is a wonderful collection, especially if you love the more gothic era of Doctor Who, which the show does pop back to now and then with Tom Baker's Doctor and with various others. The most recent being the excellent Jodie Whittaker story from season 12 of the new series, The Haunting of Villa Diodati, is that how you pronounce it? Which is one of the most terrifying iterations of a Cyberman, half converted, a true Frankenstein's monster. And the following season 13's The Village of Weeping Angels, which just as last year's story made Submen scary again, this made Weeping Angels scary again, and had one of the best cliffhangers in the history of the show, in my opinion, of course. We also have other great bits of info for fans of Who. They have recovered more missing episodes of classic Who. As most of you will know, the BBC had a habit of taping over and losing episodes of many shows, including Doctor Who and Z-Cars. Every now and then, another crops up in the wilderness. Can't wait to find out which it is. Hope it's one they haven't even animated. I will always wish for the Daleks Master Plan, but know something that large will never be found complete. The other great bit of news, well, two, depending on how you personally look at it, Disney fully officially said they won't be continuing their partnership with Bad Wolf and the BBC, which finally gives the show the green light to move forward. We will be getting a Christmas special next year, and then after maybe even a new showrunner for the following series. Interesting times ahead, as always, for Who. I am hoping for a certain man who may have created Babylon 5, as he is over in this country now, like the stars seem to be aligning, but we'll see. So as for me, I'm off to listen to the latest Big Finish audio starring Jodie's 13th Doctor. So until next time, my friends, keep on keeping on.